So here we have a fragrance that actually came out in 2020, and this one is marketed for women, and so I don't purchase nearly as many women's fragrances as I do men's fragrances, but I've had this sample in my possession, and of course this by Versace is called Dylan Turquoise for Her. I'm excited to give you my first impressions on this fragrance, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin this video and I tell you all about Dylan Turquoise by Versace, which is a women's perfume, I've actually reviewed the original Dylan Blue. I will leave a card to that up here at the 3-minute mark if you want to check it out. I do want to start things off by saying that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. It's absolutely free. Make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell icon. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video or if you took something of value from this review. So this fragrance came out a couple years ago in 2020. Of course, this is a flanker to the ever popular Dylan Blue. I'm a huge fan of the men's counterpart, which has pepper and bright citrus, bergamot specifically, and ambroxan residing in the base. So I'm kind of expecting something along those same lines, and whenever we hear that blue designation, we're thinking of something that is potentially much brighter, fresher, perhaps even a bit on the aquatic or oceanic side of things. And luckily for us, we have the note breakdown listed very transparently inside the card here. So in the top, you have mandarin essence, lemon, and pink pepper. In the heart, you have blackcurrant, jasmine, freesia, and guava fruit. And in the base, you have clear wood, vibrant woods, and musk. And this is a woody floral musk fragrance. That's the olfactive classification. So I do remember the original being a little bit on the floral side, but also being quite fresh. And so I'm gonna be spraying this on the test strip here, letting you know what I think. And also if I think, or if I will surmise that this is one that my wife will be a fan of, because she is a fan of fresher fragrances, but she actually loves the note of freesia. So it opens up very fresh, very citrusy. I am getting that lemon up on top right away. So it hooks you, it lures you in. But then I also perceive that floral component right from the start. And I would say it's not heady at all. And you kind of expect freesia to give off a little bit of that vibe. But I feel like it's sharing the stage very naturally and very nicely with the jasmine. And the jasmine really just serves to clean things up. And it's not indolic at all. Even the musk that's used in the base, it's not animalic in any way. It's very clean, very clear and transparent, easy to enjoy. And I feel like the citrus in the opening has a lot to do with that. Now, there's nothing sweet in here, and I don't think I recall reading any sweet notes. Perhaps the guava that's in the heart. It does give off a little bit of a tropical vibe, but I think that that's sort of happening in tandem with the freesia. And so I don't think it's entirely the guava that's giving off the tropical vibe in this fragrance. I think there's a lot more going on, but ultimately it does kind of smell like a very simple and linear fragrance. Now, I know it's going to evolve just because I do get a lot of citrus. That citrus will eventually disappear. And so by that, going off of that, we can assume that this is going to be a non-linear fragrance, even though I've personally never worn it on skin and I will be spending a little bit more time with it. But it comes across rather simple, rather clean, and it doesn't smell overly intricate or overly complicated, which is something that's quite enjoyable. Now, for that reason, I would say this one leans casual. So there are a lot of fragrances here like Splendida by Bulgari. I think this one can be potentially formal. I also have some other fragrances here in front of me, Bright Crystal by Versace being another one. I think that one also has the potential of being a little bit more on the formal side of things. I think with this one, it's a bit more casual. I think if you're looking for something that can be worn dressed up, I would probably go with the original before I reach for this one. I think this one also has a bit of that youthful appeal just because it's so bright and bubbly and effervescent with the citrus in here. And I think that this one can be worn quite comfortably in the hotter weather. If you're wearing it indoors, I think it is a professional smelling fragrance. I wouldn't wear this one on a special occasion per se, but if you want to make it an office fragrance, it's going to be delightful. So I think it's perfect for that. And I also think that this one is definitely leaning traditionally feminine on account of it having that fruity floral component. I know I said it's classified as a woody floral musk, but honestly, it's a fruity floral. It has the guava, it has the freesia, and the guava, like I said, it's not too strong, and it's actually staying pretty quiet, at least on this test strip. And so I think my wife would enjoy this fragrance, but she wants something with a bit more pizzazz to it. So she loves her Santal 33. She loves her Inicio Parfum Musk Therapy. So I think that this is the type of fragrance that she's not going to warm up to right away, but as a dumb reach, if you will, it's very casual, very easy to wear, highly inoffensive, and so yeah, I actually quite like it. I think it's a really nice complement to the men's version. The men's version is very bright, smooth, clean, easy to wear. It doesn't have that metallic thing that Dior Sauvage has, and of course a lot of people have surmised that the men's version is kind of like their response to Sauvage by Christian Dior, and I totally agree with that. I am on board with that speculation. I think this one is much more on the fresher side of things, and I'm getting more lemon than mandarin. I know it says mandarin essence in here, but I'm certainly getting more of that lemon. The blackcurrant slash cassis can actually give a fragrance like a musky vibe, and I'm not getting a whole lot of that happening in here. I say that because I feel like cassis can also be a little animalic. Some people have even equated it to the smell of cat pee, and I have smelled the raw material, I actually own it, and yes, it does actually smell like that. It can be a little off-putting, and that's like really, really mild in this fragrance. So what you're gonna get mostly from this is lemon and freesia with a touch of guava in the background, just to sort of add slightly exotic charm to the fragrance. But ultimately, I think it's really nice, casual fragrance. I don't know if my wife is gonna love it. It's not my favorite. I think it's a very easy to recommend fragrance, especially in today's sort of cultural milieu of, you know, fragrance consumers. You know, people want something that's a little bit on the inoffensive, fresher side of things. And, you know, we're a rare breed, right? If you're watching this video, chances are you either got this as a gift or you're looking for a new fragrance. And I know a lot of consumers, a lot of the burgeoning consumers, I would say, are looking for something that's a little bit longer lasting, something that has a bit more weight and strength to it. I don't think this fragrance is it, but I know Versace has a lot of other powerhouses, and so this is more for the fresher side of things. But I hope you enjoyed this first impressions video. It truly was a first impressions video. I've done a video on the original, which I actually own a bottle of. Again, I left the card up there at the 3-minute mark. Definitely check it out. If you enjoyed this video and if you took something of value from my first impressions, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Enable notifications by clicking on the bell, hit the thumbs up button. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.